Do you feel like you're the only one who is proactively solving problems and has to catch everything before it breaks? Well, if so, you're not scaling, you're just surviving. And if you've delegated, you've hired, even built some systems, but you still can't step away from things without stalling, that's the sign you're the bottleneck, and here's how to fix it. If you're constantly in meetings, reviewing work, solving problems, and catching mistakes before they hit the client, this is for you. You're not lazy, you're not bad at delegating, but the way that your business is set up, it has to run through you. Let's talk about what that really looks like. Hi, I'm Mandi Ellefson, founder of Hands Off CEO, and we help agency and consulting firm CEOs scale profitably by removing themselves from the day-to-day delivery without sacrificing growth or quality. And if you're feeling stuck right now, like everything depends on you, you're absolutely not alone and you can fix it. So what does it actually look like when you are the bottleneck? Well, you find yourself reviewing everything, even things that your team should be owning. Maybe you're still getting pulled into the key strategy calls. Maybe you feel like you have to just check to make sure that everything is the right way it should be before it goes out to the client. And maybe it would be really nice to unplug, maybe take a week off, but you wonder what might fall apart without you being there, and the pain of coming back to this backlog of work on top of everything else you have to do when you come back, it just might not feel like it's worth it. It's like your business works, but only because you're constantly propping it up. And that's not scale, that's pressure. And eventually it breaks. This used to be what it was like for, I'll call her Sharon. She came to our retreat last week and was out for a full week while there was a big launch for a client, and really is a very high important point in the company. And 6 months prior, that would have been impossible. Clients would always have been looking to her for the leadership, and the team would have been waiting for her to be able to make a move and be looking for her for direction, like what should we do? Instead, the team handled it flawlessly, and they didn't even call her once about the event. There was even a very big crisis that happened afterwards where a key person was called into the hospital, and the changes that she had made in the business had empowered them to really soldier on and meet the objectives independently without her. And this was such a big turning point for Sharon and the whole business, because without the stress test, she would not have known what they were really capable, and neither would have her team. And she actually shared with our tribe that she was embarrassed to admit that while she was so proud of her team, she also felt a slight sense of loss that she wasn't the one getting all the accolades and the praise. And it all went to her team, and she really saw within herself this Superman, Superwoman complex. And that was a very powerful realization for Sharon to choose to let it go. So why does this actually happen? So most agencies grow reactively. They add clients and they add team. Maybe they bring in a project manager, but no one ever stops to actually design a structure that replaces the founder. So instead of building a machine that runs without you, you end up duct taping things together to keep the engine running. And even while it looks like things are growing on the outside, under the hood, you're still the system. And let's talk about that for a second. Being the system, when every decision, approval, and forward movement relies far too much on you, it's only a matter of time before growth slows down, right? And honestly, maybe you start to resent the business that you built. You might feel like you're always behind. Maybe the team leans on you too much. You're spending more time managing than leading. No matter what you try, the business stagnates without you pushing it forward. And that's not what you signed up for. Now let's talk about what to do about it. This is the moment where you shift from trying to delegate tasks to actually redesigning your business around a different model. You need a setup where your team owns results, not just check boxes. And as a result, clients don't expect you to be involved in every deliverable. There's clear accountability and outcomes are being tracked. And most importantly, you lead the business, not the work. You're not here to build a business that you're stuck in. You're here to build something that can run without you. And if you're listening to this thinking, that's exactly where I am, we can help. We work with agency CEOs to rebuild their business structure, their delivery model, and team so they can be competitive in the market and finally step back and scale forward. If that's what you need right now, go to handsoffceo.com/scale and book a call. Let's talk about what happens when you fix this, when you're no longer the bottleneck. Everything changes. You start to see the team take real ownership, Clients trust the process more, not just you. And you finally have time to focus on sales and growth and maybe just breathe. And here's the best part. You get your life back without slowing the business down. And that's the kind of freedom that most agency owners never reach. But it's absolutely possible, and you don't have to figure it out all alone. If you're stuck in the weeds and you know you're the one holding things together, let's change that. You don't have to push harder. You need to rebuild the system so that the business stops running on you. When you're ready to make that shift, head over to handsoffceo.com/scale and let's map this out together.